Let's see if I can do some justice to this. I see my shadow there. I'm going to try to hold the camera in such a way. There we go. So the overall thing is, this is scaled 48 by 100. This here is a 1/4 inch scale, so I couldn't use it, so I had to draw in my little things by hand. So imagine just from the middle, that's exactly in the middle, and it doesn't have to be exact if the building's larger. I would add more to this side where the stage is. So let me just start on this end. I have no exterior doors, but I did notice the building I looked at had doors in here like a hallway. Something more was out here, so I have a feeling there might be another 12 feet or 16 feet available that way, and maybe, maybe another 20 feet this way. So I would add the 20 to this floor so this becomes bigger, or maybe, 12 of it and grab a little more courtroom, because I wouldn't mind seeing this kitchen. This is a kitchen area down here. I wouldn't mind seeing that be bigger. So my thought, I'll start up the other end. So you come in, in the center, and I think their doors were in the center too. That was interesting. So there's windows in that building, and there's probably a few here. So you would come in, and this is kind of a hallway, but very open, so you can just get into this open way here. So down here, of course, you got the stage, and I hadn't drawn it in yet, but I had thought, like right about here, I would cut into the stage square-wise, and maybe have one step out here and one into it, and you step up here, and then where this is only going to be 2 steps high, maybe plants or a rail or something that's not visually messing with the cameras. So I'm not sure about this, but I think that's why you had put the stairs in all the way around. I was trying to avoid that kind of work because that was so much work. But if you have to, you have to. So either way, but I think it would look good if the stairs were one here and one here cut into it square, and maybe some kind of rail and plants here that just keep you from this edge. But anyway, this is a, see if I can get that to focus. This is a station for camera here. So you could actually walk down this hallway. There's hers little mini bathroom with a wash up in case somebody on the stage has to use the bathroom quick and they get back, and there's a his on this side. And also a little dressing room. Both sides have a dressing room. And both sides have a camera station that you could walk from the hallway in here. And all this would really be as a platform. If it was more than that, they'd look through a window. But I think all it needs to be is a walk-in, a door here into a platform. But the reason you'd want the walls is nobody falls off, and you don't want no stairs out here. So I'm thinking this will be like a little, shack with windows to look, openings, not really glass, just an opening so nobody walks off. So, you know what I mean? Sort of like this thing here is like that when once I do an elevation view. And so, again, there's a camera from here, so the camera is going to hit any point it wants from the side, anywhere. And these could, I thought maybe these should be movable, but I decided no, because these cameras, as the other stations, they'll pick up any area going all over the place, So, and these cameras can go out here all over the place. And realistically, you can always pick your camera up and come in here and shoot straight forward or whatever. That's up to them to figure that out. But these are platforms as well, or little huts with openings as well, so the camera can just work out just off the ground a little bit with like a shelf rail, like we made at the at the church. And so this here, these will actually have doors in it, and I think there would actually be a door here and here. I just haven't drawn it in because this area here is going to be so doggone soundproof when you are recording. So these would actually have windows in it that maybe this side could open when you're not using this side, but this would be stable and shut all the time, just looking in it. So it would all be wired over to these 5 areas. This is the main vocal room, which you could put a small band in here. Drum room. This wall I would almost leave out or make it removable so it could swing to make this room bigger or smaller. I don't know exactly how to do it, because as I looked at the equipment area where a lot of the equipment will be sitting under these areas. Some of the equipment could sit in here, so this may have its own little window or a door. I think realistically, I'm going to commit to that, having a door right here. I'll cut that a way into here, and then this will have a door here. I haven't drawn that in yet, and it would have a center door here, and again there'll be a door into it here. So all of these, this is all the court area. So when you're coming, you'd walk in, do your thing, da da da. So the beauty of this idea is, I notice when I see, if you look in my room where I work, I have this chair, and I roll around all the time. I roll sometimes just to turn the amp on. I roll over there to play around with that, and I'll roll over there to play the keyboards. So it's really like what you're seeing is my equipment here, you know, minus the guitars. Basically, just that type of equipment would be basically in here. Now, the amps and the guitars, they would end up in their rooms now. They'd end up in the guitar room, the keyboard room, piano, whatever, vocal room. You could actually have a drum set in here if you thought you didn't have enough room in the drum room, or this wall could come out. There's just a lot of ways to approach this by need. So if these two walls were removable, or if that could actually, you know, I had thought that even if it's part of it came off and you swung it that way, it's okay. Or find out what works and just build it. But either way, I just don't know about that yet because it's just not happening yet. So you get the idea of, this is the audio side, this is the video side for the televised side, or open air meetings, you know, whatever, little church service, little coffee house. So all your chairs, tables, however you want to set this area up could happen. And so down here in that building I looked at, I got a funny feeling the bathrooms and stuff, I didn't get to see in there, but I'll probably get an opportunity when they call back. I'm going to go look at that. So I put the main bathrooms down here, which now, if these go away, I would turn these into rest couch areas and rest rooms here. And this may get bigger anyway, and there still might be some classrooms over there. Who knows what's in that building? So the kitchen is important. I made it so you're looking down on it, you walk in, but this is a bar room, a see-through counter area, so that'd be an opening there. I'm sure there'd be a header there or whatever. I don't think any of this has to be structural anyway. And then this can change, but wherever your refrigerator or whatever is going to happen, if this gets bigger, which I would love to see the kitchen be bigger, then you can put some tables in here. But I thought, well, you can also have a table or two out here. I drew one drawing one time where the door, I pushed the door over to here, and I made this just a little corner come out, like a little Nabisco corner, which probably would look cool with some kind of design where you just, you know, if you got somebody that wants to kind of hang out, play a little music out here or whatever, where you're just hanging out, you know, while people are working on that end. Because the other thing too is, with a vision like this, you know, you can have double doors to block any sound. Now, there's definitely going to be doors here, doors there. You know, these are going to help quiet this down because this has to be soundproof. These are soundproof, but not like this. This is just enough to where you're working, because what happened is you're really soundproof out here, and you're not really partying or making noise out here when you're recording. And if you are, then these are all padded walls anyway. So whatever area you're working, you're going to know that it's time to record. More than likely, the people that are in the building understand that. But this is just for anybody working this. It's got a kitchen to go hang out, rest, whatever. But I think it would work. I really think a building like that will work. It's not perfect to design. It's just an idea right now. I know things have to move around. I had thought if there was a bathroom, you know, like the bigger stall for the wheelchairs, if someone did come in and need that kind of service. The woman's one, 3 sinks, you know, maybe some equipment, whatever, chairs or whatever for them. It can be a door out here for them. When I used to go to rest stops, or, you know, even when we went, you noticed that you walk down a hall and right into it. There were no doors. But I think in this situation, if they're going to use the bathroom, or I'm sure the ones over there, if they're there, have it. But if it did go with this kind of a design, it'd probably have a door. you know, either there or somewhere. But this wall also, if it had to be used on this side, could be hair dryers, hand dryers, I mean, and whatever. Garbage underneath the underneath here, maybe a hole in that. You know, you've seen enough of them. So the idea is there, and here's the big thing: carpet, 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 carpet walls. So this material has to be the fireproof spray on it. I got to look into that. I know they made something that you could do. Plus, you got sprinklers in the building anyway, and I don't believe there's ever going to be any smoking. But nevertheless, these walls, which is going to really help. See, what happens with a lot of buildings and stuff, too much metal, too much this, wood even, a lot of carpet on things, on these walls, whatever, it's going to help tame the sound. It's going to make a nice live production. And it'll just dampen it a little bit so you can rely more on your equipment than the echo of the building. So you're going to do what you got to do. These outer walls, I'm sure, are probably sheetrock. But nevertheless, see on that wall, I made a bunch of these. They're just sound panels. It'll just absorb some sound. You don't got to do the whole wall. It's enough. Wherever the speakers are aimed at, I guess that's where they put them. So if there were monitors here going that way, well, then these walls would have some wherever that speaker aims. And if the speaker's aimed out this way, you know, you do the same thing. And a really cool thing about this thing is when this comes up to the ceiling, it's literally coming out a little bit like that. It's almost just a little bit of an angle, which helps sound deter. And you can have sound panels up there as well. And it's an acoustic ceiling in that building anyway. So that's about 12 minutes. You get the idea. So you can stop it and look at it close. I'm going to come across this one time slow. So if you got any ideas, things you see, just feel free to interject. This is just an idea. I've had this idea for probably 10, 12 years now. I started horsing with probably even longer than that, just a round idea. And this is just by going out in different places we've been and looking at, you know, comfortable ideas, just to have a little kitchen area, you know, just snacks or whatever, coffee, whatever. So there it is.